So my mom, she was with me, and my mother kept telling me to turn the radio off. Like, my mama had seen them trying to like do some harm stuff, and my mom had knew about the wickedness, and she had told me to cut off the music. She was like, cut off the radio. She cut it off, and now I understand why my mama cut off the radio, because these people are very demonic, and they singing all this stuff on the music and everything, but they don't really care about us. They don't really care about black people. They singing straight up demon. They just worshiping white people. They filled up with the spirit of white women, and then getting up there singing, and they cursing us every time we listen to that bullshit. Cause you wouldn't help me. You wouldn't do no righteousness in your community. No, none of that shit. But anyway, my mama was like, she understood like why I had put Austin up out of my house, because Austin was also going around to people like, oh, Drell putting me out the house, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you got these black men wanting to hurt me because, and you got white people wanting to hurt me because my baby daddy is one of them telling them that I'm putting them out the house. Yeah, of course I'm putting you out the house because you up in my house mistreating me. And of course you got the racism and shit where people think they're gonna come trying to harm me up in my house, and trying to harm me and my son up in our house because they feel like this white man should have control over my house. No, he should not. And he should not be abusing me up in my house. You know, and my mama was like, you know, my mama was there with me in the spirit, and she said she understood. And so he went to go talk to some white girls and try to turn people all in the neighborhood all against me, because I wouldn't let him abuse me up in my home, you know. And I ended up outside, and it turned dark, and my mother had came back, and she had this little reefer thing in her hand, and it was a mirror. Like, you know how they always have try to talk about, oh, you don't look like this, and you ugly, and you look bad, and you know, just to say anything about you. And my mother had went up to the mirror with the little reefer stem, and she shattered it. I was like, Mama, what are you doing? What are you doing, Mama? She walked up to the whole full-size mirror, like from head to toe. Like, it don't matter what y'all got to say about my baby. It don't matter if you talk about my baby hair, you can talk about my baby makeup, you can talk about my baby face, you can talk about my baby clothes, you can talk about my shoes, you can talk about my baby shoes. You can say whatever you want to say about my baby. And my mama went over to the mirror with the little reefer thing, like you could shake it and you could tell it's spiritual. Like when she come up to you shaking that little reefer thing, like shh, shh, shh. And she went over to the full-size mirror. I said, Mama, what you doing? She said, I'm about to break the power of these witches. I'm about to save you from these witches. I'm about to save us from the power of this witch. And she went over to the mirror and said, boom, and shattered the whole mirror. Went crashing down. And then a whole bunch of people started coming to me like to harm me in the dark by myself. And my mama was showing, it don't matter what you say about my child. Y'all leaving my child out here in the middle of the night to be killed. Her hair ain't got nothing to do with it. Her makeup ain't got nothing to do with it. Her outfit ain't got nothing to do with it. Her shoe ain't got nothing to do with it. You can talk about how she looked from head to toe. I break the power of that. I break the power of that witch who want to open their mouth and say something about how she look while people leaving her in the dark outside to be killed. And when she broke the mirror, my mama backed up. And all of the people that was trying to hurt me started coming towards me like in a circle, and they were surrounding me. So I guess as long as I was focusing on being pretty and focusing on being liked, they could keep on setting me up. But the moment that I just was like, you know what, I'm abused, I'm a mother, I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody, you know, they leaving me outside to be killed. I can't keep trying to be pretty to try to get somebody to take me in the house that's setting me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm roughed up and fucked up because I've been through some shit. And they setting me up. And then some people just started coming towards me, like to harm me. And it was dark. And you could tell it was the spirits of black people, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't know all this was going on because I was just seeing the vision. But in the vision, you could tell it was spirits of black people around me. Like, I could just feel my brothers and sisters in the darkness, but they had something wicked about them. Like, it was something that had been taken out and put in, and it was the spirit of God taken out, and there was some wickedness put inside of them. But you can still feel the melanin. You can still feel the soul connection tie of our DNA. while I was outside. And that it was some other people too. Like, it was some white people too. I felt them. It was darkness. I felt them. I felt the Hispanics. I felt all of them. Like, I could feel their spirit. I could tell what they was. And they started coming towards me like to harm me, and it was witchcraft involved. Like, they had been doing some wickedness. And I just started singing,